so that if you guys have people that couldn't get on, I'll put it on my YouTube and you can share it with them. But anyways, this is Infamous Ashley. So tell us, I know like a lot of your teams on here, so they probably already know this, but tell us, typical your rank, when you started, all
Oh my god. Okay, so guys, I just went Emerald. I've been in a little over a year, so don't ever give up. It's like key. Don't ever give up.
They're doing a Zoom right now.
There we go.
Yeah, for sure. Don't ever.
What questions you have, girlfriend?
So I know like one of the biggest things for people is that they start getting LCs and they're ready to build a team, but they don't really know how to get that rolling. So could you go over really first and foremost what you do right now? Like first off, how many DTs did you get last month?
10.
You got 10 DTs last month, and go like kind of just briefly explain how you successfully like got all those DTs to come to you.
So the main thing you guys want to do if you guys are struggling with distributors is Instagram polls and then live posting. I feel like a majority of the time it comes from like being raw and open and like not just like, oh, join my team, I'm hiring. Like being honest about like what your struggles are. Even if like you just started out, you still have a story to tell, like why you joined this business, what it's going to do for you, as long as you believe in it.
Yeah, for sure. As far as the polls go, do you just do like who wants to make extra money from their phone and then like vote yes, and then you message the people that vote yes, basically?
Yeah, or I say like, what's one I've done? Who's like, who wants to be able to work from anywhere or travel or be able to make money while still on vacation.
Yeah, those are
Like
good.
people want. Like
Yeah. No, I like that because that's like more like specific than like who needs extra money. I like that a lot. That's really specific. So I obviously like the biggest thing for people is once they get that person, hooked and they're like, yeah, I need to make extra money for this, blah, blah, blah. And they start texting, the conversation is the hardest part for people. So could you just like go through a typical conversation that you have with potential DTs?
you always want to make sure they're 18 or older. That's like
Oh my
the
gosh,
first
yeah.
thing I ask. Like I've had so many times where like, oh no, I'm only 16 at the end. Like, oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Um, but that would be like the first question I ask. And then another thing is like jumping right into it and being pushy. Like, so let's say you send the first message saying like, oh, what I do is market for It Works, and then they don't reply. I'll like reply an hour later and be like, hey girl, did I lose you? Are you still interested? And then like I go through the scripts. Mainly where I feel like people lose them is the cost.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still pushy about that too. Like I'm like, well, wouldn't an extra 500 or 2,000 a month be worth it for you? Like if they've told me why they want to do it, like, oh, they're struggling to pay bills or like they want to be able to vacation more, then I use that. I'm like, well, how much would help you a month to do whatever you want to do?
Yeah, very true. Do you you just use the basic scripts that's like, so what I do is let me find it just so I can make sure you're on the same page.
So what I do is market for It Works. I just show others how amazing the products are and make commission off the products sold on my personal website, and then like yada yada.
Yeah. Okay. That's the one I use. Okay, awesome. And then I think another big thing that people struggle with, would you agree that you only answer questions that people ask? You're not going to tell them every single detail, like, in the first message in a big paragraph.
Definitely, because like I used to do that all the time, to send like a bunch of information and then I'd never sign up anybody. You want to keep it short and simple, and then yeah, don't answer or say anything about business that they don't ask about.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think that's like with LCs too, when you're like sending paragraphs and everything. Um, so how do you seal the deal with people? Like when you get them to the end of the conversation, like what's like the magic? Me and Britt are wondering this, what is the magic phrase? Are you offering them free cookies? Like what is the
Yeah, totally. Just like, here, buy my cookies.
like literally we're like, what the heck does she say?
It's really just being pushy about it. Like, don't be like, no, like you have to join my team, but like,
Sign up or else I'll be
yeah, but you want to like get them to break down and like be honest about what's holding them back. Like, I will continually ask, like, hey, what's holding you back?
yeah.
Like, is it the cost and you're embarrassed to tell me, or like, you're worried you won't be successful? I've even sent that to like, is it that you don't think you'll be successful? And a lot of them say yes. And then I just go through the motions of telling them like I would be here to help you every step of the way, and like I wouldn't be as successful as I am now without like my mentors and all that, and I will do the exact same thing for you.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. I think that is a big reason why people don't join is because they think that they're going to be bad at it or, like the cost, but nobody joins because they have the money. They join because they need it. So, um, how many times a day do you life post?
Well, usually like 3 to 4.
Three,
Sometimes I throw a product post in there, but most of the time it's just live
three to
posts.
3 to 4 times a day you life post. Yeah. And would you say like, what's the word? Like, are you like personal with people at all? Like when you start off texting them, do you just like jump right into it or do you have like a thing where you're personal? Like just it doesn't matter. I'm just wondering. Like
No, I usually just jump right in unless they like say something in the text, like, oh, like, hey girl, it's blah blah blah. I really need this and I would like more info.
yeah.
Info. Yeah. It
Yeah.
just depends.
Okay. Um okay. And then as far as following goes, do you feel like who you follow has an effect on like people contacting you? Do you follow like a certain type of person or anything, or you just follow like vast variety of people?
Exactly what I do. I go to everyone's like likes and then like go follow all those people.
Yeah.
Mine
Yeah.
is none.
Yeah, that's what I do too. Okay. Awesome. Do you have like any advice for people on following, I mean, on getting distributors? I know like you went those of you who are just getting on, she went through um life posting 3 to 4 times a day, really good life posts that are going to make people cry when they read them, like very good personal ones, and jumping into it and just being persistent and pushy. And do you feel like most of your DTs sign up on the spot, or do you feel like you have to like follow up with them?
It really depends on the person. Like it really does. Like Kyla signed up like I think like a day later, or 2 days, something like that. I don't know. It wasn't that long after. 3 days. Oh, okay. That was so hard. Um, like it really just depends on their financial situation.
Yeah.
Like the girl that just joined me, like joined on the spot. Um, and there was really nothing special about it. It's just their situation, honestly. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah. No. But I like that though, like that it's a variety. Kyla's also I like that it's a variety though, like because I feel like a lot of people would look at somebody like you and think like, oh, every DT she signs, like they must sign up on the spot. What's wrong with me? But you know, it's good that you still get people that like don't sign up right away, and you know that you have to just follow up with them. I think that's the problem with a lot of us is we forget to follow up with people and keep at it. Um, so well, do you guys have any questions while we're still talking? I'm definitely like I love that you said that you life post 3 to 4 times a day, because I feel like I life post like once a day, and that's my problem. I feel like I need to life post way more. Um, you know, and I think another issue for a lot of us is like, how personal are our posts really? I think it's easy for us just to like copy and paste someone's life post and like, or make like a quick one that's not personal. Oh, Ashley's are
Um,
super personal if you read hers. Very, very personal. Very,
no, I had one girl sign up after an entire freaking year. So you literally just keep following up until they're like, sorry if you guys don't cuss, but like, fuck off, or like, um, yeah, like you just keep following up until th're like, oh, okay, or you're annoying, leave me alone.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Do you guys have, I mean, like, you can unmute yourself and ask her a question or type it in the comments. Like, please ask questions. You know,
Um, I have a question.
sure.
So I try to get like loyal customers and like potential distributors, but they would ask questions and then I wouldn't know like what to say. So then like I would try to like answer it to like the best of my ability, but I just don't like I would say like my answer, but then like I would lose them. So like is there any way for me to like
Yeah, I mean, I would say to definitely send your, like, definitely whoever signs you on or whoever, like, is the person that helps you. I would say definitely send like screenshots of your messages and ask people's opinion of like what you should say. Because when I first joined, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know much about the products or like what to say. So you definitely like signing LCs for sure. Sometimes like your words can make or break if they sign up. So yeah, I would definitely send screenshots to whoever signed you up and say, hey, what should I say?
Well, what is it you're struggling with? Is it like, because you said LCs and DTS, like where are you losing them exactly?
like I would um I would say like, oh, like would you like to be a product tester, like along like something along those lines, and then they would be interested, but then I would say like the products, and then they just wouldn't answer, or they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm interested, but I don't have the money right now, and then like I would follow up with them, but they just leave me on scene, and then I'll just forget, and then I'll lose them, but I don't.
Are
Do
you
you,
getting
what kind of phone do you have?
iPhone.
Have you tried sending like voice texts before? For me, like a lot of times when I explain a product, what I'll do is I'll like, not ever this does like not everybody does this, but this is just what's been working for me, is I'll send a voice text. Like say somebody wants greens, like they're interested in like losing weight, and I'll always ask what people's budgets are. That way I know right off the bat what they can afford. And I'll be like, I'll send a voice text with a before and after picture. So I'll say, girl, like you gotta get your hands on greens. They're freaking amazing. They have few fruits and vegetables, so you're gonna get a daily detox. It's gonna get rid of bloating and give you all natural energy. And then I'll be like in the voice text, I'll say, look at the if you look at the before and after picture I sent you, that's a previous product model who actually used greens and she loved them. Does that sound like something you want to do? So like with them visually hearing my voice and looking at that before and after picture, it's been helping me a lot with like getting people to sign up way faster, because you're talking to total strangers. So you want to put yourself in their shoes and think like, how can I be more personal? Because some people are going to be really trusting and sign up right on the spot, and other people are going to be nervous.
Yeah. I haven't tried the voice notes, but I'm gonna start trying it.
Yeah, I would definitely try that. Anybody else have any more questions about
no,
signing DTs? I mean, if you have questions about signing LCs, that's fine too. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Oh, we have a question in the
I don't think it's a question.
um
So Nicole, I feel like that's kind of early to be like that, like pushy about it, because then they might be like, oh, so she's really not going to help me. Like that as a third follow-up, I feel like that's too early. Yeah. I mean, if it works for you, because different things work for everybody.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Like, even if you have questions about like
Anything.
what posts work and what posts don't work for Ashley, you can type that in the chat. Like, don't be afraid to ask her anything because she just got the Emerald bonus this month. So I know so many of you want the Emerald bonus, you know.
Oh, something that like works too, instead of like saying drop an emoji or like DM me, putting like text opportunity or like freedom, that gets me a lot too.
Yeah, I've gotten that before too. Yeah, I just hate when people text me and they just say, hey. I'm like, who are you? Like,
you don't even put like the word you put.
Do what?
You don't even put the word you put. Like,
They'll just say like, hey, and then I'll be like, hey, who is this? And they'll be like, opportunity, it's Megan. Like,
what?
Hi, opportunity, Megan. Like, shit.
Yeah, mine at least like text the word first.
I'll say, yeah. I don't know. I guess I get like people that just don't understand. I don't even know. That's like, oh man. I mean, if you message enough people, guys, you're gonna get some very strange. Britt gets very strange messages. Yeah, you did too on the trip. I feel like everybody was getting like the most random text messages. It's like Laura had somebody's dad like FaceTime her to see if she was scamming his kid or something. Oh my gosh. The weirdest stuff. Anybody have any more questions? I'm telling you, please ask. This is why we do this Zoom. Like if you're struggling with getting DTs, like please ask questions.
I know, I feel like we haven't like talked about anything.
Hi.
Hi.
I just parked, but I've been listening. Hold on, because my car is really loud right now. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I've been able to sign some distributors, but they're just family and friends that I know. As far as like random people, I guess, I've been having so many different conversations. And again, you guys spoke about it, but once you do the whole price thing, that's where I lose them. And I'm trying to just answer the questions that they're asking. So like if the first thing they say is, what is it? I just say like, hey, it's Genesis from Instagram. So you're interested in learning more about what I do. So then usually I get the yes, of course, or whatever. And then I'll send the script that we all have. But then they'll say like, okay, so is there a fee? And then I'll just send the whole, yeah, to join is, you have to purchase the business builder kit. It's $99. And then I send the whole thing that it brings, which is now a lot of products.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, that's not too bad. But then something always happens and then they just stop answering. And that's where I get stuck. And then I'll follow up I just be like, hey, happy Friday or whatever. And to see if they will answer. And some of them do, but then they talk about other stuff and then others just respond.
Yeah. Something you can ask too, like what's holding them back. You're like, you were really interested before.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on 1 second. Because now I can't hear you guys. Okay. Sorry.
No worries. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. So like, do you ever ask them what's holding them back, or do you just like, hey girl, are you ready to join?
No, I've never asked what's holding them back. I usually just be like, hey, how are you? How's your day going? Like to start up the conversation, and then they just tell me about what's going on, or they just don't answer.
So something you can do is start off like a follow-up message, like, hey girl, like you were really interested before and I'd love to help you change your life, but what's holding you back from joining?
Okay. So I think I'll start doing that instead. Because I feel like I get a lot of like messages. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was gonna ask you if you know about the PayPal credit option, how they could start for $0, because I've actually had like a lot of girls sign up with that. So like
Oh,
if
really?
I have. I don't know what, like some people are like nobody ever does that, but for me, I've had like a lot of people do that where they just have to like get a PayPal, and if they get approved for the PayPal credit, they can check out on your link with the PayPal credit, and they just have to pay the $99 back in 6 months, and it's interest free. So that way they could start making money and get their kit and everything, and they have 6 months to pay it back. So
Oh, okay.
what?
How did they apply for that?
So if you type in PayPal credit in Google, it'll bring up the link, and I just click it and I scroll down and click apply, like apply now, and then I copy and paste that link. So literally all I have to do is click it and it brings up the application right there. And then if they get approved, it'll tell them. If they have bad credit, then they won't get approved. But if they get approved, it'll tell them in like 60 seconds, and then you can send them your link, and when they check out, the PayPal option will come up. So, you know.
I haven't been really successful with that. I've had like a lot of people use that and only one.
You have had people use it, or you haven't?
Just one girl got approved.
Yeah, you have to have like really good credit to get approved. Not like really good, but you can't have like yeah. Casey sent a question.
Where like is it like after the cost, or where is it at, Casey?
Sorry, what was your question?
Like where do you feel like they're starting to get hesitant?
Pretty much at the cost, or just like if you're talking to them about like, yeah, I actually would just say pretty much at the cost, because I have girls that are like, I'll ask like what their budget is because I want to respect their budget. And I've been getting a lot of girls being like, well, even $25 is a lot for me. And I actually put into perspective today for one girl. I was like, well, based on like if you think about even $25, $30, that's literally like $1 a day. And like if they go to dinner or something, that, hey, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it went in and out. I was like, that's practically like $1 or $2 a day a month, and you're helping like your health goals and everything. So that kind of like reeled her back in, but like she kind of like stopped answering, and I know like everything takes time, but was just wondering if you have like a phrase or something that like something like quick that really gets to people that like will like put a spark in them and be like, okay, I need this.
So is this for LCs or DT?
I would mostly say even like LCs, because I know DTs take time in general, and it's just more about like experience, but really just closing on like an LC.
Okay, so like something I'll send them where is it? Hey girl! Exclamation point. I don't
I can't really hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear you either.
Let me make sure that everybody else is in.
Someone's playing like their TV in the background, and that's making it hard to hear.
Let me see.
There's one more person unmuted besides me. There we go. Can
Okay.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so something I'll send is like, hey girl, did I lose you? I don't mean to be obsessed, but I don't want you to miss out on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And usually that'll get them to reply. And like from there you can either like turn it into a distributor if they're like, I'm still interested, I just don't have the money. Or if like they're like, no, sorry, I just totally forgot.
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like we get so scared with following up, and then so many times people are just like me. I am like the worst at replying to people, like so bad. Like that's why this business was hard for me at first, because I suck at texting. And
Really?
I do. And Nay had to follow up with me 5 times to get me to buy from her when I was a customer of hers. And like a couple of the times I wasn't purposely ignoring her. I literally was just busy because I was in college and I just would forget to reply to her. And then the other times I just didn't have the money and I was embarrassed to tell her that because I was like, oh, she looks so like fancy. I don't want to be like,
I'm broke.
I'm dumb. Like I'm broke, I can't afford that. But yeah, that's really good. And then just like creating a sense of urgency, I'll do basically the same thing and just tell them, like there's multiple messages that different people use, but you could always say something like, hey girl, I know you said you really wanted to lose weight for spring break, like if that's what they said. I literally my phone's literally blowing up and all of my discount spots are going to be filled by today. I don't want you to have to pay full price. Do you think you could swing it today? I'll say that. And if they say no, I can't, I'll say, well, give me a date and I might be able to save your spot for you and follow up with you that day. When do you think you'll be able to afford it if you seriously want this? And then they'll give me a day and I'll follow up. So, but it took me 5 times of being followed up with to buy. And now I'm a diamond with the company and I had no idea this would be my life. So, you never know if you follow up with somebody 5 times where they'll be. So don't be embarrassed to follow up with people. Don't be scared, just got to keep following up. Do what?
Be annoying as possible.
I know, just be annoying AF. Just don't be embarrassed. That's going to be our motto. I'm going to put that on top of our page. Be annoying AF. I'm going to change it. February, annoying AF. Does anybody else have any more questions? We only have like 6-7 minutes left.
I know.
Anybody? Don't remember, okay, we update our post on the 7 Days of Success page a lot, and we don't just put product posts. Like I feel like we have more life posts than product posts, which is great. So please like continually check. It says like view pin post because Ashley posts her captions for her life post on there. So if you guys are like, I'm struggling with writing life posts or struggling with getting DTs, and she just told you she life posts 3 to 4 times a day, get on there and take some of her captions, and I post some of mine on there, and you can change them up to fit you. Like for example, so many people will be like, well, I am new and I don't know what to post. We got you. Okay, we got you. We can help you out. You just change it up. What?
I lied my ass off when I first started. I take like Nays posts and stuff and just use them.
I know. It's like you don't know what to say and you're like, no one's going to join me because I'm new. But you could just talk about like your goals, like where you want to be. Like if you're getting this because, okay, not if, you guys are getting the $5,000 Emerald bonus this month, right? You are going to get it. You are going to kick ass and get it, right? So that's what you're going to life post about in some of your posts, Be like heartfelt. Talk about how like you're so pumped to help single moms pay their groceries and college girls drop that freshman 15 and you love being able to work from your phone. And you're so excited because you are going to be getting a $5,000 Emerald bonus and a $1,200 paycheck. Okay. Like talk about like you are going to get this, like speak it into existence, Don't just be like, hi, I am a distributor for It Works Global. My name is Samson, that's not a female name. Samantha. I totally just messed that up. But you know what I'm saying. Like be personal, Talk up like every time you make a life post, think about who you're speaking to. Think about like the people that you follow, you want them to be like, oh my gosh, she's talking to me. So tell your story. Don't be afraid to talk about your struggles and where you want this business to take you. Obviously, the now hiring post, we can both agree, like the now hiring post, they always get you potentials, but you don't want to post now hiring like every single day. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. They do get you a lot of potentials. Like your pool one got you a lot of potentials, like the poolside one.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't going to happen though, because like it would have been like 2 hours and no one had commented on it, and I was like, nah.
I'll always comment on it. Yeah.
And like another thing with the cost, guys, is like, I mean, how many of us really had the money to join? Like I always tell people like, oh, like I people don't join because they have the extra money. They join because they need it, and then I explain like what I had to do to like pay for the business builder kit. Like,
Yeah.
so tell people about that. I mean, it's like you may feel embarrassed, but that gets you so like it gets you on such a more personal level with them that they're like, oh, she's real.
I
Like,
sold my dresser and put all my clothes in Pals and Floor Bills Run. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really, really awesome. I mean, some people put it on a credit card. Some people sell clothes to Plato's Closet. You know, some people, I mean, one time I was like, you know, I saw this girl was like constantly, like, I love makeup. But I saw this girl was like constantly posting on her Insta story about like her naked palettes that she was buying and everything else. And I was like, you like makeup, right? And she was like, yeah, I love it. And I was like, well, how much does that makeup cost? You know, it's not from like Walmart. And she was like, yeah, like it costs a lot of money. And I'm like, well, just think like that makeup's not getting you a paycheck. You know, this is something you're investing in that's actually going to get you a paycheck. So just putting things into perspective for people. Anything else? Yeah, 4 minutes. Any other questions to ask the great and wonderful Ashley?
so silly.
I'm gonna give you guys like 60 more seconds to post questions. And like I said, this will be posted on YouTube. I made a video last night and I was like half dead asleep when I was making it. So I'm gonna post that too. And it's just like new things that I've been doing to like how I got a lot of LCs last month. Some things I've just been like tweaking a little bit. So I'll post that too. Anybody else? Any more questions?
Bueller.
I know. I was just thinking. No. Okay. Well, like I said, get on our page, check out the live posts, make sure your posts are colorful, bright. Make sure you're posting pictures of your face too. You know, you definitely want to put your face out there a lot so people don't get on your page and see like bottles of products every 5 seconds. Oh, we got a question. What would you suggest to get PDTs? I've been struggling with that. Life post for sure. Yeah. I'm going to post this video on YouTube. And if you didn't hear the beginning, just like literally all Ashley does and all everybody does that gets a lot of distributors is mass follow people every day, like follow new people every hour. She life posts 3 to 4 times a day. And, you know, she's just persistent. So, but yeah. But thanks so much for getting on, guys. And I'm so excited to see how many of you get that Emerald bonus this month. So I am rooting for you. You're going to do it, and it's going to change your life and so many lives on your team. So love you guys. Thanks so much for getting on.